have had an awful time trying to hail a cab. They would not stop for us because of Fenway. It is illegal not to stop for an assistant dog, and it needs to stop.
Among the challenges facing those who rely on service animals, rideshare drivers who refuse service or even harass them. One man in Virginia has started documenting all the times he's been quite literally left on the curb. Watch this.
Come on. Yes, there you go.
This is Pico, a service dog trained by Canine Companions for Independence. He helps 32-year-old Ryan Honig, who has cerebral palsy, with everyday tasks that enable Ryan to live a more independent life.
Get my phone. Get my phone. Get it.
Ryan says rideshare companies like Uber and Lyft are either refusing to take him or start arguing with him when they spot his dog.
There you go. Good job.
Pico is not only my right hand and sometimes my left, but under the law, he's considered medical equipment, which means that anywhere the public is allowed to go, I am too.
70% of the time, it could take him at least 2 attempts to secure a ride. He calls it discrimination and a violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act.
I'm not going to take you because I'm not going to go to do vacuum again on my car. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I think they have a range of misconceptions about what it means to have him in their vehicle, that he's going to cause an issue, that he's going to be aggressive.
If there's like hairs and stuff like that in the car, it's hard to wash, you know that, right?
Push.
Ryan says this is happening with such regularity that he's been making the painful choice to leave Pico at home, which defeats the purpose of having such a helpful partner.
It's disheartening, it's upsetting, it's dehumanizing. Civil rights are human rights. It's that simple.
Uber releasing this statement in response, saying this rider's experience is very upsetting and we have been in touch with him and taken appropriate action. Drivers who use the Uber app agreed to accommodate riders with service animals and comply with their independent obligations under accessibility laws. Lyft adding, we take any allegation of this nature very seriously and we have been in touch with the passenger to offer our support. We have a strict service animal policy that requires all drivers to accommodate passengers traveling with service animals. Failure to abide by that policy can result in deactivation from the Lyft platform. Any form of discrimination on our platform is simply unacceptable. Now let's bring in Tyrus. So I could see the companies are saying this is our policy, but maybe that word is not getting to the drivers because you know Spike.
Yeah,
and our executive producer, Jen, she said this has happened to her, too, about a dozen times. She tries to get in a car and they say no.
And it looks like the argument is they're concerned with the dog shedding or making a mess. And
I understand.
I get it, but people are not the most cleanest animals on the planet. You know what I'm saying? They're messy. People
Spill
shed
coffee.
hair, spill coffee. They're drunk. They smell like cigarettes. So if it's part of, and this is, just take all the other stuff. It's your job. It's what you're supposed to do. When I sign up for a job and there's rules and things, I don't get to pick and choose what I want to do. Then you open your own car company. You don't follow. They don't follow the rules or whatever. And for their excuses are terrible, because after you give anybody a ride, a good driver would get out and clean and do whatever he needed to do. So having a shop vac, it's modern technology, it's amazing. It's a little shop vac, you plug it in, and you get the little hair up or whatever, or spray if somebody smokes or whatever. So there's a million easy ways to fix this problem. I just think it's no, because they have misconceptions of what it is a dog. Like, dogs get treated very unfairly because they assume they're messy and sloppy and drooly. And service animals.
Well, I thought that his point about the dog being medical equipment is really interesting. You know, and the more I've learned about Canine Companions for Independence and other service dogs, in fact, they had a statement as well saying that unfortunately there is no federally recognized standard to help business owners and employees recognize legitimately trained service dogs, nor are there effective enforcement mechanisms in place. Until this is addressed systematically, service dog users continue to shoulder the burden of having to enforce their own access rights. And these dogs, it takes a lot to get them trained, but you could see even how Pico helps Ryan get through his life. I mean, it's not, I know it's kind of an inconvenience to have to clean the car if that's what's necessary, but Ryan's life is not easy.
No, and as he said, Pico was his right and sometimes left arm, or left or right arm, or whatever, both his arms. But what kills me is, and here's the other side of it, because we have to be fair. there's a lot of people who just have untrained pets and claiming them to be comfort dogs, and those are the real perpetrators.
Right,
It's
like
not
if I
the
was doing
trained
that
dogs.
with Jasper, which I have not done,
Right.
that I would not deserve to be ever
Right.
allowed into another ride-sharing situation again.
The airports, like we deal with
Yes.
a situation where service dog is
And the
not, and
peacock.
there's a big difference between a real service dog
Yeah.
and a comfort dog who you paid $50 for a vet to give you a red vest and a pass. There's a difference. And I think that the drivers it's an uneducated situation where they need to understand the difference between a trained medical dog who's not going to do doggy things in a car because
Yeah.
he's trained not to do that.
That's right, exactly. And there's been a lot of time
Educate
and
yourself,
effort.
Lyft drivers,
Not only that, but did
Uber
you know
drivers.
that, as I believe, most insurance companies, almost no insurance companies actually cover this medical equipment, these dogs. That might be something that Congress could actually work together on. You think we get bipartisan agreement on that?
I will join you on putting that bill together. I'll be 100%.
Okay, we'll see if we can
Called the
find
Spike Act.
we'll see if we can find a champion in Congress. If anyone's listening, you can call us.
They're not busy right now, right?
They're not busy. They should be busy.
They should be, but they're not.
All right, you're on the GG show tomorrow night, Saturday night. That's going to be
ma'am.
fun. I saw that. And Tyrus, you're in a movie out this Tuesday exclusively on Amazon, Beast of the Water.
It is not me and my swimming habits, I promise.
Okay, it follows a team of researchers looking into an ancient Native American tribe. We're going to want to check it out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a monster movie, I'm not the monster, so
and you're not the monster this time?
I am not the monster. I'm actually a decent human being in this one. So
You are, and it's good to see you twice this week, which is
twice,
great.
yeah.
All right,
on the
Tyrus.
5, it was a lot of fun. Thank you.
All right, and listen to his podcast and Fox Nation and all that.